I'm your host, Lucas Tyndale. Excited to be here with you guys today. It is Wednesday, October 20th, 2021. You may be watching this live or by replay. We welcome you to the broadcast. Come on in, check it out. If you're watching the replay, don't go anywhere. We having a phenomenal guest today. This guy has built a following by supporting amateur athletes, our youth, our high school players. He posts daily to Instagram. He has a huge following. He's from the city of Akron. You may know him from DRichTV. Desmond McCoy is on the show today. I can't wait to talk to him. He's doing big things. Welcome to our viewers on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever you may be coming from. We welcome you to the broadcast. We'd love for you guys to share this broadcast. Even if you're watching by replay, go ahead and hit that share and share it to something. Share it to your pages, share it to your groups. Or if you're on YouTube, hit the share and text it to somebody. Just tell somebody to check this out. This guy is connected to some of the greatest athletes all over the country, and he cares about their success. And that's what I love about him. That's what got me interested. Actually, shout out to my son, Lucas the second. Shout out to my guy for telling me about DRich a year or two ago, and he told me to follow him and how he talks about and highlights athletes from everywhere. So shout out to my son, Lucas. If you're watching, you and your friends, what's up? Shout out to you, my man. Appreciate it. He made this happen. He said, Dad, why don't you try to get D-Rich on? And I reached out to him, and he said yes immediately. He's worked with me. He's worked with Amanda to get things together to be here today. So shout out to him. Because, you see people doing big things. Somebody got 60,000 Instagram followers. You like, I know I'm not the only one in his DMs, right? I know I ain't the only one like, hey, what's up, man? What's up with some stuff, right? But the fact he took the time to respond, has followed through with everything, to come on today, we're super excited about it. We're going to have him on in just a minute. Shout out to my man, Seth. It's been a minute. How are you here on LinkedIn? It was great doing your podcast. You guys' podcast a little over a year ago. You had that amazing studio. I got to come check that studio out again. It's amazing. It's phenomenal. And D-Rich is going to be working on a new podcast, which is going to be phenomenal. All of us podcasters need to come together and help each other as we continue to grow. Tyler Thatcher, what's going on, my man? Coach Thatch has always worked with kids and youth. Tyler, I'm glad you were able to be here for this episode. This is a guy that highlights amateur athletes. I know how much you care about our youth and amateur athletes and everybody out there doing something positive. So shout out to you. I need to share the broadcast. I see people. Hey, Odetta. I see you, Odetta. Auntie Odetta is here. How are you? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Let me jump on. See, I share this to my Lucas Live Media page, and then I'm going to go and share it to my personal page. That's what we want to do. Share it as many places as you can so people can check it out. Again, wherever you're coming to us from, we appreciate it. Say hello in the comments so we know you're here if you don't mind. Again, today is going to be a great show. Now, don't forget, to all my people out here who know what time it is this week, wait, I got to get my ring game together. Wait, I need to, you need to drink something when you got to showing off your rings and stuff. You know what I mean? I got a couple of state national championship rings from Camp McKinley. Shout out to my McKinley family, to all the people out there. It is McKinley Maslin Week, right? McKinley Maslin Week. I always say Maslin McKinley, but that's out of order. You know what I'm saying? It's McKinley Maslin. I know alphabetically maybe, you know what I mean? But when we talk about the school with the championships and, the school that I support, we're going to call it McKinley Maslin this week. What's up, Noella? Glad to have you here. How are you today? My friend Noella, how are you? I was in Columbus today, Noella. I was in your neck of the woods. I had a keynote down there. Hundreds of people in the room. We had some fun. We literally had fun. I was literally up there. We was having so much fun. Everybody enjoyed it. People are buttoned up, but I go in there and we just have fun. So it was a lot of fun. I was in Columbus today. Been to Columbus, been back home. Excited about it. Chanel, what's going on? Go Dogs, right? It is McKinley Maslin Week. Also, we want to make sure you guys check us out this Saturday. I'll be sharing the link. We shared it last time about we're going to do a college game day style broadcast for the McKinley Maslin game live on the field, Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. We're going to be live there on the field, myself and my guy G. Bush, and then we're going to run up to the press box when the game starts. We're going to be live streaming, broadcasting. It won't be here at Lucas Live Media, but you will be able to check it out. We will make sure the link is available for everybody so you guys can see it. We're going to go to our intro, and we'll be right back. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Lucas Live. All right, all right, all right, all right, and we're back. Don't forget, there's a lot of great things going on this week in regard to McKinley Massillon Week. Tonight is the Liftathon at Massillon High School. It's an alumni Liftathon. It's to raise money for DeMarlo Rozier's daughter, Kiana, as well as a former Massillon quarterback. Both of them were in accidents, and they're raising funds, and they're going to split the funds 50-50 no matter where the funds come from. So there's an opportunity to donate to that tonight. Make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you guys look for that information if you want to support that cause. That Liftathon is tonight. We were going to be there. I was going to go in there and, they asked me to be there. You know what I mean? They knew I was going to lift the weight and raise the funds, but I had too many engagements going on tonight. We already had DRich scheduled. I had this thing in Columbus. I forgot about this morning until a couple days ago, and it was a lot going on. So, but it's all good, and they're going to be doing that Liftathon. We did it when we were in high school to raise money for the team. Now they're doing it to raise money for a former player of the Massillon Tigers and a child, a young lady now. I believe she's an adult child, but she's a young lady of the former star running back, DeMarlo Rozier. So shout out to them and all the great things going on this week at Camp McKinley. I can't wait to be there this weekend. So if you haven't bought your tickets yet, make sure you get your tickets to the game as well. We're going to be there. We're going to be having fun. And our guest today is also somebody who's very, very familiar with high school sports. We're going to talk a little McKinley Massillon. He knows what's going on out here, but we're going to talk about athletes all across the country, all across the world. We're going to talk about what it means to support these young athletes. If you have or know a young athlete, reach out to them so that you tell them to come check this out. Make sure they're watching this. Make sure they're engaged. So that they can learn, like, what does it take? How do you become one of the top athletes? How do you deal when your ranking isn't what you think it should be? How do you even get ranked? If you're a star basketball player and you believe you deserve to be ranked, I'm one of the best in the country. Nobody knows about me yet. How do you get to be known? How do you get to the notoriety? How do you get people to get eyes on you? We're going to talk about that with our guest today. So you guys stay tuned. We're going to jump to a quick commercial. Stay right here. Don't go anywhere. And as soon as we come back, we're going to have our guest, Desmond McCoy. DRichTV is in the building. I can't wait to talk to him. You guys stay tuned.
Transform My Industry Challenge. We want to help you understand how to not just be a part of the industry, but to transform the industry. We want to help you get the mindset and the mentality, not just to go with the mainstream, but to create a mainstream. We want you to become a trendsetter. We want you to become a pioneer, and wherever you go, you shift the culture that you're around. So we want to help you get the mindset of how to transform your industry.
All right, and here we are, D-Rich. I think we're a little got a bit of a blurry view, but we're back on. I know he was just live on IG.
Yep.
We're jumping back on. We're gonna get him back on here. Can you hear me? I don't know if the internet is pulling
It's
on two different places. What's up, my man? Can you hear me? Let me know. Let me know.
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
We can't hear you. It is, I don't know if it's the internet. It is frozen a little bit on the
Oh,
video.
let me.
We're gonna figure that out. Why don't you,
I
if
don't
you
know what's going on.
go out and come back into this link, and you should be able to come back on. We're gonna have him come right back. He went Instagram live. He has a huge following on IG. I see people over there. My son said I'm over here watching him on IG, so we're gonna get him over here on YouTube, Facebook, somewhere where they can watch us both. But shout out to him and everything he's doing right now. The link for the McKinley Massillon game, the tickets are available right there for you guys. Make sure you guys check that out. Check that out. There he is coming back on. Just go ahead and we're going to let him back in and get things rolling again and see what happens here. We're going to bring him up. I think he's
I don't
on
know why
here.
it's freezing like that.
It's all good. You're good. I think we just got to bring up that other scene. We're going to bring him on in just a second. That other scene is right there ready. You could just hit the plus right here. You hit the frozen one. All right, we're getting it together. Yep. So here we go. We're gonna bring him up. There we go. He's not frozen anymore. We got it going. D-Rich, Desmond McCoy, how you doing today, my man? All right. Say that one more time. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you doing today?
We're doing great. We gotta close this other box. My producer is pulling that up. If you go to the two people, this is how you learn live. This is how you learn live.
Oh yeah,
You just got to go to the two people over there, over here. Yep, like that screen to bring up the guests. And I think, yep, and then close the one, and then boom, there we go. We should be good to go. All right, we're gonna bring him back up and be ready to roll. Yep. All right, my man, how you doing today?
great. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Super excited to have you here today. Like I said, I've been a fan. I've been following. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody more passionate about young athletes and about making sure they get the recognition they deserve, about making sure that you know they're watching you and you're giving them lessons about life and about being the men and women that they need to be successful. What made you get into this whole game of amateur athletes and supporting these youth?
Well, I've always been a big sports fan, and I started in high school, just going to high school football games, the Akron Bookstore games, covering, putting the suit and tie on, going trying to be a sports reporter. So I always had a passion for it, man. And as I got older, with social media on the rise, I felt like I could use my voice and help get these kids exposure to help push them to the next level. And now recently, I kind of took on more like the big brother role, trying to give them advice that maybe they don't have people in their life giving them.
I love it. I mean, one, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. It's funny because we started a news show here recently and we're doing some broadcasting. So I've been playing those different roles and trying out those different things. I'm actually in a new space doing media. It's been a little over a year and a half, and I've had a lot of fun. And I came straight to social media to do it, but you had a chance to dabble in it and practice it a little bit. Now, there's a lot of people that are sports fans, right? But you got a different level of passion, and you're not just talking stuff. Everybody got an opinion, right? But
Right.
you do your research, you pay attention. What is this like for you? I mean, you have to put in time to do the stuff that you do. How does that work for you?
Well, social media makes it real easy to stay in tune with what's going on in the sports world. But when I first started doing this in the amateur basketball world and amateur sports in general, about 5 or 6 years ago, I really had boots on the ground. I was going to so many different events. But with social media and Instagram on the rise and so many different media outlets, I can really stay at home and just make sure I'm staying up to date on what I need to stay up on as far as youth athletes on the rise and everything like that.
That's incredible. So let's talk about before. What was it like? Were you traveling around the state? Were you traveling around the country? How did you? I mean, even now to buy tickets to these games is getting expensive. You know what I mean? Like, how did you go about doing that? Where were you going, and how did you go about planning that out?
Well, the first thing that I did when I was about 23 years old was I got an Amex credit card, American Express.
Okay.
I didn't even look into the interest rate or nothing. I just got it.
He went straight to the top.
$4,000 on it. Hey, I maxed it out. I was going to Atlanta, Texas, North Carolina, you name it. I maxed that credit card out because I'm like, I'm going to use this credit card. I'm going to go everywhere and make my name known and make my footprint in this game.
Right.
And that's what I did. I kind of used that. And then, as you know, people just fell in love with how genuine I was about everything I love about the game.
That's incredible. One, to all the young people out there watching, don't do that. Don't do that credit card debt thing. You know what I mean? We all fell for it.
Yeah. But at least I use mine to help build something.
That's a great point. You use it as an investment towards something. You didn't just have another PlayStation or something, right? You was at least having some experiences, going out, seeing some young people do it. So let's real quick. What is your favorite sport to watch? I see you doing a lot of basketball, but I also see you show a lot of love for football. I feel like I've heard you say stuff about your love for football, but it seems like you do a lot of basketball. Which one is your favorite?
Football is by far.
Really?
By far my favorite sport to watch. And to be honest with you, I get tired of basketball.
Is that right?
I get tired of it. I get tired of it, man, because it seemed like basketball is just all year round and it never ends nowadays.
Right.
But football is just different because it's more kind of local in-house kind of basketball is just so national. Everybody know how to shoot a basketball, from me to my grandma. She even know how to shoot a ball in the hoop. So I just make it more global. But football is definitely by far my favorite sport to watch, without a doubt.
Interesting. So do you report more on football than basketball? Because when I see it, I'm like, he does so much on basketball, or is it just the length of it? Is that what you're saying? Is it that 10 months out of the year there's constant basketball and then a couple months of football, so there's just not as much time? Is that what it is?
I feel like on social media, basketball news is just so trendy.
Okay,
like it's something every day popping up in basketball. Football, I hit on it because I'm passionate about it, but it seems like my following not really up to date with it like I am. Even me, I kind of fall behind on it a little bit because I get so focused on basketball. I'm like, I need to tap into football a lot more like I used to. So I still try to do both, try to venture them both in together.
I love it. And I think definitely something to do. There's definitely a lane for it. There's a lane for all of it because there's a lot of amateur athletes, a lot of young high school football, basketball players. I would not know their name if it wasn't for you. Like I'd have no, and they might be the top rank in their class, but you give us an avenue. You pay attention to all the people who are putting stuff out there, and then you pull in all that information. You like curate it. It's like you digest it, and then you give it to us in a real way. Like, hey, I know they said this person's number one and this person's number two, but this is my opinion. And let me show you some tape on it and check out some of the stuff they've done. And you talk out loud about your own research that you're doing. You're like, I watched some videos today and I got a different opinion about it. And you're so transparent about it. I definitely think that's the secret sauce. I definitely think that's what draws people into you. So for you, posting these videos every day, is it ever like, does it feel like, is it a job? Is it a hobby? Is it a combination of both? What is this like for you?
Me posting a video is the best part of my day. I could be feeling down. We human, so sometimes we up, down on different days. But whenever I get a chance and I got something that I'm ready to talk about, that can make my whole day no matter what happened. So this is something that I love to do. That's why I don't really look at it as like a hassle or anything like that. Oh, I got to post this video. Let me do this. No, I really jump up and I can't wait to post it. Like, cause I want to get my voice out there to be heard. So it's the highlight of my day.
Your highlight is sharing highlights about other people. A lot of people don't see that as a highlight. Most people see the highlight is if I can be the highlight, and you're living a life where you're like, my highlight is pumping somebody else up. My highlight is letting somebody else know what's going on. And that's a big thing. And I think when people really focus on things bigger than themselves, it's way more enjoyable. Like everybody out here is trying to be the star, and you're out here trying to show us other stars. And I think that's a powerful, powerful thing, and definitely something I enjoy about your brand and about everything that you do. So when did DRichTV start? And is it Instagram only? Where else can we see it? Like, when did that start?
Well, it started in high school, my senior year, back in 2009/2010. Started out on YouTube, just messing around, putting stuff on Facebook. I really didn't know too much about the social media space because 10, 15 years ago, it was way different than it is now. It wasn't as trendy as it is now. So I was just throwing stuff up with no game plan. But I'm on every platform. I'm on mainly on YouTube, Instagram more so every day, and TikTok a little bit. I'm on everything though. I try to dib and dab in everything for sure. DRichTV, all my handles.
DRichTV on all his handles. You guys make sure you like, subscribe, follow all of those things. Let's talk real quick about TikTok. TikTok is blowing up. I mean, it is massive. It is taking over in so many ways. What are your views on how you disperse your content? Are you looking at doing more of one than another? Are you looking at TikTok as being a better play for you right now? What are your thoughts on how you're going to play that?
TikTok is just something that is the same stuff I post on Instagram. I just put it on TikTok. If it do what it do, I don't really pay attention to the numbers all like that. I just do it just so I can have my platform on TikTok, just in case somebody trying to go on there and look me up and do research. But I don't really take TikTok too serious, man. It's a lot of, I want to say clown stuff that go on there, but it's a lot of stuff that just don't sit right with me. That's on TikTok. Like it's a lot of people, I want to say making fools of themselves, but just being a whole like goofy kind of, like I'm not really with all that, but it's a good platform though. It's good and bad. Got kids doing bad stuff like messing up the schools and everything like that. But
Right.
it's some positive stuff on TikTok also. But Instagram and YouTube and those are more of my play. But TikTok is just something I just put stuff on there and whatever happens, happens.
Okay, I feel you. And I like it because it's smart to put your stuff there. And then you give people an alternative, you know, and it's not something that I've gotten into TikTok as much, but I think about it a lot because there is a lot of people on there clowning. It is a lot of nonsense. It is a lot of people like leading these kids to do these crazy challenges and they are getting in trouble and tearing up the school and fighting their teachers and doing all this nonsense. But if they can check out a DRichTV and see something more positive, it's funny because what happens is right, their algorithm starts to recognize, okay, you're looking at something positive or you're looking at something about sports. We're going to show you more of what you're looking at. So to have you as an option on there, I think is phenomenal. I know every time I see stuff pop up on Instagram, I'm like, how does he do it? I mean, it seems like how is there that much to report? How does he stay so informed? And how does he bring that level of passion to everything he does? What do you think it is that gives you that fire? Like every time it's like fire. What gives you that passion?
I mean, my fans, man. I speak more so. I speak for myself, but I also speak for my fans because I know how they feel about certain things, also, man. And they really keep me up to date with it. I have so many DMs of people sending me information about stuff. I done got some DMs about stuff that I refuse to talk about because I'm not about to.
Right.
Hey, these are kids. I'm not to talk like that and go that far. But my fans really keep me up to date on everything that's going on. And it's a lot of social media platforms that are like a ESPN of youth sports, and they post breaking news. And when I see breaking news, I got to break my news also.
I see. I love it. It's funny because like I said, for me, you're my breaking news. Like you keep me up to date on those things, but you're paying attention. So we're going to go to a commercial break in just a second. When we get back, I need to hear from you how you even manage your DMs. Like, I don't even know. I have a hard time. Since I started doing media, people reach out to me with a lot of stuff. It's not nearly a third, I'm guessing, of the things that come your way. We'll talk about that after this commercial break. You guys stay tuned. We're here with Desmond McCoy of DRichTV, owner, founder, personality from DRichTV on social media. Make sure you guys go follow him on all social media platforms at DRichTV. We'll be right back after this commercial.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, the process can be stressful. Why not have an expert help you take the guesswork out? Brianna Lehman, realtor at Keller Williams Legacy Group, treats all of her clients as if they're her only one. She works diligently to ensure that every real estate transaction is stress-free and pleasant. She builds lasting relationships with her clients because her job does not end when the deal does. Contact Brianna today to discuss your buying or selling options at 330-265-9079.
Are you looking to give your vehicle a luxury upgrade? Look no further, we have just the right touch. Flawless Touch Window Tinting has professional technicians who will enhance the appearance of your vehicle through window tinting, auto detailing, or audio installation while maintaining the integrity of your vehicle. To inquire or schedule your appointment, call or text 234-410-6857. Flawless Touch Window Tinting, professional installation with affordable pricing.
Jessica Danielle the Nail Bar is a boutique nail salon that offers custom nail design. Jessica Danielle's nail artists specialize in acrylic nails, manicures, pedicures, facial waxing, eyebrow and facial threading, and permanent makeup. The Nail Bar now offers Jessica Danielle's product line that includes cuticle oil, acrylic powder, top coat, gem gel, glitter, nail art supplies, and so much more. For more information and to book an appointment, go to jessicadaniellenails.com.
All right, and we're back. And we're back. You guys, make sure you guys check out those great sponsors. Those sponsors are not just commercials so that we look like we got commercials. Those are real people who are supporting the show, and we want you guys to support them. Check out their great businesses. We really appreciate them. If you're interested in running ads with us, email us at ads@lucaslivemedia.com. ads@lucaslivemedia.com. We got some new stuff coming up. We're gonna be ending season 2 of Lucas Live really soon, and we're gonna be kicking off a season 3 coming in a month or so, and there's gonna be some great stuff. So you guys stay tuned for that. All right, my man. I asked you before the break. I set this up because how in the world? You often say people sent me this, people sent me that, people sent me this. Like, How in the world do you keep track of all this stuff people are sending you to your inbox?
You got to stay attached to your phone, as sad as that is to say.
Okay.
Sometimes I find myself on my phone a little bit too much, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I got to put my phone down for a day or something. But they send it to me, and it go to my request, because when people, like, when you send me a message to come on the show, it went to my request,
Right.
and I actually check my request.
Okay, I like that.
So maybe I shouldn't say that right now, because people send stuff to my request and I don't reply back. But I actually do go to my request, and if it's something that's reply worthy, I'll reply back. If somebody give me information, I like it and say thank you, and I actually shout them out in the video if they want to be shouted out. But it's just staying active on there, man, and staying up to date, because you got to, because if not, you get lost in the sauce. I don't want that to happen.
So you're like a news reporter, and it's like you have sources, and then you have people who send you information, and you make a decision on whether it's, like you said, newsworthy, whether it's worthwhile, whether it's something you're passionate about. I'm guessing you said it earlier. Sometimes people send you stuff that they're passionate about, but you're not passionate about. How do you decipher between that? Because sometimes it's hard. I mean, some people have a hard time saying no, or feeling like the best way to engage my fans, I got to engage everybody 24/7. How do you balance it out and say, I respond to what I can respond to, I deal with what I can deal with, I talk about what I want to talk about? How do you deal with that process?
I just know if my heart in it or not.
Yeah.
I actually had people try to pay me to post a video talking about something. I'm like, no. I guess if my heart not in it, I'm not taking no money for me to come on here and talk about a player or talk about this school. Like, I'm not doing that. If somebody give me something to talk about and my heart is in it and I feel it, then I'll make a video about it if it's pure and unique, not just something that somebody trying to pay or something that they real passionate about. It gotta be something that I have interest in and I feel like it's right to talk about.
That's so important. I think so often we are for sale, our platforms are for sale, and everybody assumes it is. Everybody assumes if I have money, I can get into any platform, when they don't realize what it took to build this was more than physical currency, right? You put yourself into this, and I'm learning this now in my journey of media. Is like, I'm putting myself into this. I want to talk about the things that matter to me. I want to talk about the things that I care about. I want to highlight the things that I care about. And no disrespect to anybody else, but I got to know that my stuff is not for sale. My platform is not for sale. Not that there's not business that can be done. I got sponsors. I'm excited about those people, but I vet those people. Like, everybody who comes to me like, I want to do a sponsorship, I got to say no to some people. And I think more of us have to learn how to say no to stuff. And I'm sure that's a lesson you probably want to share with the young people. When you have, so tell me, do these athletes reach out to you, or do they ask for advice? Do they push you to say, hey, you haven't shouted me out? What's that like?
I have a lot of athletes say, check me out. I also have a lot of athletes that you wouldn't think DM, but they'll hit my DMs when I talk about something. We'll have a private conversation, stuff that I would never, ever put out to the public.
Wow.
I've had people come in my DMs talking about certain situations and giving me the real spill and stuff that I would never put out to the public, because I don't want them to be looked at different. Not saying that they talking crazy, but they just giving like the real details on what's going down and why it happened and how they feel about a certain player or something like that. So, yeah.
Interesting. I respect that a lot, because again, you could be TMZ, right? You could be breaking the big stories that get people excited. You like, hey, guess who was in my DMs today? I know the real behind the deal. Come check me out, and really be blowing it up. And you could grow from that, but you got to step on somebody else to grow. And that's not where it's at, right?
It's not worth it.
Where it's at. I love it. So, all right. So basketball right now. Let's talk high school basketball. Give me some people who you're excited about. Now, I follow you, so I've heard some of these people, but let's talk about some players, in the next few years who are coming up right now, who are, going to be coming out in the next year, over the next 4 years. Give me some people, some players right now, high school basketball across the country, that you're really excited about.
Well, as you know, I'm very excited about our Northeast Ohio's own Darren Peterson.
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of people around here may not be in tune with what we got here cooking in Northeast Ohio, because I've actually been in the gym with this kid. I've seen his work ethic. He comes from a family background where he got the seeds that's necessary to be planted to grow and sprout and be that next big thing.
Absolutely. Shout out to them. Shout out to his family. Shout out to his brother playing football at Wisconsin, his dad who works in the gym with him, and all the other players that his dad is training and working with. All these people out here doing great things. Shout out to the Peterson family. We're going to have them on Lucas Live. We're talking to them. We're definitely going to have them on. So much love for what they're doing. And I love that you've shouted them out, not just because they're from around here, but you've been in the gym and felt that energy, not just from afar. To see this kid is a freshman right now. I mean, when he was in like 6th grade or something, I remember my son saying, this 6th grader is better than high school players. And I was like, no way. And he was just, and he wasn't, and he's grown. It's funny, he's grown in height and stature, and he's grown as a young man. So shout out to the Peterson family, to Darren and Daryl and all of the Peterson family. Shout out to them. Who else are you excited about? Shout out to Jay Rodman. I see her in here. And shout out to her husband, Dr. Anthony Rodman, who brought up a lot of young kids in the Columbus area back in the day. Trey Burke, Jared Sullinger, Trayvon Jackson, a lot of these young guys he used to work with. Great friend and mentor of mine. Shout out to Anthony Rodman and the Rodman family. Thank you guys for being here today. So continue. Who else are you excited about coming up right now?
It's a rising 8th grader by the name of Chris Washington. He lives in Florida.
Okay.
He's not. I know you said high school.
That's okay. Let me know.
But this kid, Chris Washington, he's not on a lot of people's radar, but he's blowing up. He's definitely blowing up. In the next 4 years, he's going to be a kid that's going to be on a lot of colleges' radars and maybe a G League prospect if they don't change the rules and everything like that. But this kid has all the tools, and he's humble, and he really don't know what lies ahead of him. He's so down to earth right now. I'm not saying he's gonna get cocky.
Got you.
He's so wet behind the ear. He don't know how much talent he actually has, and he actually hustles, plays both sides of the ball. 6'5", 6'6", rising 8th grader, kind of like remind me of Imani Bates. So that's a player right there.
I love
to really be looking out for in the future.
You guys are hearing it here, and this is why you guys want to go follow DRichTV, because he's paying attention to people we're not paying attention to. It's easy to see him on draft night or whatever, coming into the league or whatever, and everybody gets excited, or you see him going to, Final Four games in college and everybody's getting excited, but everybody has a journey and they start somewhere. Give me a couple more that you're excited about, kids coming out soon.
Chris Livingston.
He right there. That's one of your guys, right?
That's one of my guys, and I'm really excited to see him go to a coach at Oak Hill. And this is no knock against no coach or nothing like that, but I feel like Oak Hill is going to put him in a situation where he has to do things a different way than he was doing before. I feel like it's a lot of stuff that Oak Hill is not going to put up with. I feel like he's going to learn how to play both sides of the ball with intensity each play. Because if not, you got to get up out of here. Because I feel like
there's plenty of talent.
He coached Kevin Durant. He coached Carmelo Anthony. He coached so many NBA players that you have to come along and get along with the program and learn how to play a certain type of style of basketball. So I'm really anxious to see how he does this year in a different environment outside of Northeast Ohio.
I love it. Shout out to Chris Livingston. Has been on the rise for many years. One of the top talents in Ohio for many years, and now going to Oak Hill. Shout out to him. And give me one more player out here that people need to pay attention to.
Man, I know a lot of people going to say they might not like this kid or not, but I'm real interested to see Mikey Williams continue to try to hold his name intact, because a lot of people are going to be coming after him. He was about to sign a Puma deal and things of that nature. So I know he's not on the rise. He's already risen. But I just want to see how he handles the fame, because it keeps building and building every day, especially with the NIL, and he's going to be one of the most profiting players from that, I believe, in my opinion. So I just want to see how he handles it on the court and off the court, and he does a remarkable job right now, but I just want to see how he does in the future also.
I like that. Mikey Williams, he's intense, and I could see it, and I could see a lot of people looking at him with that intensity, and that's something he has to balance. You got to be able to handle it. And then a lot of young guys getting money even as 18, 19, 20-year-olds going into the league have stumbled, right? So we got to see how these young people gather themselves, and they need great content. They need shows like this, like what you're doing, to be able to hear some sound information to keep them leveled. And shout out to my people at Success Epitomized with Dr. Rodman, what he's taken from what he did with athletes and preparing them in the Columbus area years ago. He's now teaching to individuals, teaching people corporately, myself included, to really help people. Shout out to T. Jax, who's doing How to Be a Pro, and my dude Scott Suggs. Shout out to them. Teaching young men and young women, teaching people what it means to be a pro beyond the court. Like being a pro, being able to dunk the ball, but you fumbling your finances, or you fumbling your family, or you're fumbling other stuff. it doesn't equate to anything. And it's a lot of people. One of the best 30 for 30s, one of the best ESPN documentaries ever was Broke. When they showed all the players going broke, it was incredible. So shout out to these young men who are up and coming and are going to have an opportunity to make some money. Let's talk about that real quick. What's your opinion, my man? I mean, should these young men be able to, these amateur athletes, you're an amateur athlete expert. What are your thoughts on them being able to profit off of their name and likeness?
Well, it's two ways that I look at it. I look at it as they should be able to profit because I've profited off of them. I've posted videos that got millions of views or whatever on YouTube, and I got a check, and they didn't get any of that. Wow. So I've profited off them. So why shouldn't they be able to profit off their own name and likeness and things of that nature? But the only thing that it may become a problem is I don't want these kids to feel like they've already reached the big time and not have that hunger that some people have because they don't have any money. You know, they might run into a lot of money in college early. Like you look at the kid, Spencer Rattler, Oklahoma quarterback. He got all this money in NIL, and then he got his spot taken. And he got his spot taken. Now, I don't know if that played a factor into it, but he is a cocky dude. He's a cocky. He cocky. That's why I really don't rock with his personality. Yeah. Nothing against the kid, but that adding that money onto it, he probably walked around campus with a certain swagger and was smelling himself a little bit too much. So I don't want that. I don't want that to become the normal.
That is a huge call.
I think these kids should be able to make money off their name for sure.
What a perspective. And if you guys don't follow D-Rich here, check out DRichTV on all social media platforms. I mean, this is the kind of stuff he talks about every day. These are the perspectives that he's sharing from his heart, passionately, you know, really thinking this thing through, you know, not just from his heart, but even from his mind, just really processing this stuff and really giving us something to think about. I agree. I believe that these young people should be able to profit off of their likeness. I profit off of my skills and abilities, right? Like I am able to go trade in what I'm able to do into an employment situation as a business owner. I can trade my skills and services for money at a very young age. You can start doing that, right? You get a worker permit at 13, 14 and younger in some countries and around the world, right? And these guys and women are out here putting their bodies on the line. A lot of them don't make it to the money and they're hurt and they're injured. But yet, like you said, I've never heard anybody say, and I have to let you know I admire this. You said, I've made money off of their image and likeness. Why shouldn't they? I've never heard the NCAA say that. I've never heard EA Sports say that. I've never heard anybody else on. I haven't. I'm not saying they haven't. I'm just saying I haven't heard anybody actually make that statement to say, wait a minute, what are we talking about? All these stores are selling these jerseys. And it's like, even if it don't have their name on the back, you know who that player is for that college team. You know why you got that jersey. You got it to support that player. And because of that player, and the universities continue to make millions and billions. The NCAA is making all this money. A lot of people are making a lot of money. And these young people are coming from, many of them are coming from poverty and may never see that money. So I do think it's worthwhile. I do think there's more to life than money. So while you're getting that physical currency, one thing we talk about is getting heavenly currency. Like it's more to life. Like make sure you're not devaluing your time, your family, the other things. Like you said, don't lose yourself in the money. Don't let the money make you, right? You said, don't get overly cocky, because what you said about Spencer Rattler, I never thought about it. But we're gonna see some case studies over the next several years where we're gonna see people we thought were gonna be stars make a bunch of money and vanish, and we're gonna have to realize if that was a factor. Thank you guys who are watching this broadcast. We see you guys here. We appreciate it. To people who are watching this by replay, thank you. We're gonna be wrapping this up here in just a second. We talked a little bit about these athletes now making money, getting deals and things like this. What do you see as the future as far as players going to college, especially here in basketball, players going to these D1 colleges versus going to the G League? I think, is Zaire Wade going to the G League now? Or I know some players are looking at it, talking about it. What are your thoughts on those opportunities?
I don't think the G League is for everybody. I think some players come from high school environments where they so used to doing things their way. They need to go to play for a Coach Calipari. They need to go play for a Coach Bill Self. They need to go play for a Coach Juwan Howard or Penny Hardaway. They need to go get their body ready, get used to waking up at 5 a.m., doing things a different way and not just coming in the gym when they want to because they're the star of their local high school team.
Right.
I think that you would never get a chance to be able to have 6 months on a campus and be the man on campus. That's something that I regret in my life. I was never able to be the man on campus.
Okay.
That's something that you only get one part of in your life to do that. The G
Right.
League always gonna be there. And now that you can make money in college, why not
What's
be
the
able
difference?
to go play with your teammates, have some good food, work out.
Right.
Let's be
Travel.
honest, there's gonna be some pretty girls on campus, talk to the girls, have fun, because that's gonna be 6 months of your life. That's gonna be some of the funnest times, in my opinion, being the big man on campus.
Got you. So fascinating. That is a great point, because before I used to think, let them go to the league, let them go to the G League, let them go wherever they want to go, because most people can go and do what they want to do. Even if they say you need a master's degree to go get a job, if you're good enough, that company will bring you in, or they'll train you and you'll get to that position. Only in sports was it that you had to be so many years removed from high school or do these years in college. And I always thought that was strange. So I love what they were doing and what they're doing with the G League. But I think that's another great point, though. For some people, they are going to miss something. For some people, they're not even ready. They're not ready for the regiment. They're not ready for what it takes. They're not ready to be a professional yet. They're still an amateur in their life, in their mind, and they need to grow up to that. But the fact that the money is there, too, that's going to be an interesting thing. And again, I'm not against the money at all. I'm really for the money. I think they should get it. But we're going to see how people deal with it. And I think people like yourself, we're going to have to keep putting out information out there to help them. I'm sure there's going to be more people reaching out to you. They're going to be saying, I made it. And you're going to have to say to them, did you make it yet? Like, maybe you made some money. Making money ain't making it, right? And help them see that. So my hat's off to you. I am so excited that we had you here today. I love what you're doing. Keep putting that great content out there. Keep informing us about these great things, these great athletes. Keep shining a light on kids. I know you shine some light on some kids like you did today when you talked about Chris Washington, that people never thought of or never heard of until you said their name. And you said their name, and I'm guessing some kids got some looks. I'm guessing some kids probably got some scholarships. I'm guessing some things have happened because of your influence. As we close, what is your final thought on the impact that you're making on amateur athletes, and the fact that you posting a video about them might be the thing that gets them over the top, gets them recognized, gets them a scholarship? How does it feel to truly be an influencer?
I feel like I'm just doing my part that I was put on earth for. I feel like everybody is put here for a specific reason. And I feel like mine is to use my voice to make an impact. Even though a lot of people may say certain people's opinions don't matter, I've always been a type of person. I'm not going to say I'm egotistical or anything like that, but I feel like my opinion needs to be heard. Whether you agree with it or not, I'm going to give you my perspective. And I just want to give these youth players somebody that they can look at as a role model, and somebody to not trip and make the same mistakes that I've made in life, because I've had a lot of peaks and valleys, you know what I mean? So a lot of fall downs, but I just want to give them a positive role model, man, and help my voice be heard and give them a platform to be heard also.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, D-Rich. You stay right there. Everybody, thank you guys so much. Check out this quick commercial break. We're going to come back and close. We appreciate you guys. We're going to be talking to you guys about some great things we got going on. McKinley-Massillon Week. We are here. It is McKinley-Massillon Week this week, and we want you guys to make sure you know how to get your tickets, how to get involved. Check out this quick commercial. We'll be right back, and we're going to wrap this thing up.
Are you having a hard time finding the time to clean your car? Or how about the furniture that hasn't been cleaned since you bought it? Pristine Steam Wash of Canton, Ohio offers mobile steam cleaning services such as auto detailing, furniture and upholstery, area rugs, restaurant kitchens, and general steam cleaning services. For more information and to schedule your appointment, go to www.pristinesteamwash.com or call or text 330-704-6867. Pristine Steam Wash. They don't just clean, they clean with benefits.
The sun is out and it's the perfect time to start preparing your lawn. Spending time outside with family is a must this year, so that means more upkeep for your yard. Let LMG's Landscaping take care of or renovate your lawn. While they specialize in larger lawn care, you can see a full description of services by visiting their Facebook page at LMG's Landscaping, or message them to book an appointment or to get a free estimate. Don't wait. Book with L&G's Landscaping today.
All right, we're back. We're gonna bring my man back on one more time. My son, who helped make this happen. My son reached. He was like, "You got to reach out to D Rich." He just texted me a question live from upstairs. He texted me a question and he said, "Ask him about his camps and how kids from all over the country come to his camps. What has that been like for you? Talk to us a little bit about it. Maybe somebody out there wants to register for the next camp or wants to know more about it. Talk to us a little bit about your camps that you do."
Yeah, well, I hold a camp that I've been doing for 5 years now. We actually missed a year due for obvious reasons last year, which would have been a 6th year. But this year was my 5th, and we have players come from all over the country, Not too many people from Northeast Ohio. People are
Really?
surprised when they come. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's up with that, but I've had people come from Texas, Atlanta, Carolina, California,
Wow.
San Francisco, you name it. I've had them here. And this is something that I do because I want to bring talent to the city. LeBron come from here, the best basketball player in the world. So I say, I'm going to bring talent in the city and have them play throughout the weekend. And it's just something fun that I do. I get a thrill by doing it. So I just love doing it, to be honest.
I love it. And what time of year is it? When do you hold your camp?
It's typically in August, but I'm thinking about going the first weekend of June this year.
Okay. All right. Well, keep us posted. My son is going to be graduating high school. I told him he has a skill for media and sports media. We're going to get him involved, help share this news. We may come there and go live, check out some players or do something. We talked about that earlier. Again, I love what you do. To all our fans and followers, thank you so much. To all the DRich followers, DRichTV, thank you guys for checking us here out at Lucas Live Media. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow us. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow DRichTV. We thank you guys for being here again. It's been so much fun. We'll see you guys next time on another episode of Lucas Live.